All right. All right. Introduce yourself. Yourself. Are watching from, and then if you're part of the World Changers class, we are definitely setting goals and we are talking what we want to do, where we want to be, and by the time we graduate or by the time we actually go through with the activation, we will have gotten to a place where we're like, yes, we have built brands and now we are ready to launch out and we're ready to change lives. And that's exactly what matters. We are here to change lives. I know that we've had the notion where people say, you know what, you can't change someone, you can't change someone. I know that that is something that we've talked about time and again. But again, when it comes to this kind of changing lives or changing the world, I hope that all of us know that the world where it is right now needs a lot to be rectified. And there is no day that is going to dawn in the world where the world will not need help. The world definitely needs help. Okay. So that means if you are the kind that has come out and said, you know what, I want to be a world changer, I want to be a transformer, I want to be a gladiator, I want to be a freedom seeker, I want to be a pathfinder, I want to be an influencer, a fearless influencer, I want to be the kind that paves a way for some people, you are the one that the world needs right now. There has never been a bigger need for world changers. There has never been a bigger need for life transformers. There has never been a bigger need for destiny helpers. I call you destiny helpers because I believe that if you're the kind that helps people, then you are actually working together with God and you're working with the force of good to make sure that people have a good life or live a good life. Okay. So if you come on here, introduce yourself, let me know where you are watching from. Okay. And then let me know if you're part of the World Changers class or cohort. If you are watching us from the previous cohorts, please introduce yourself and still let us know so that we can be able to move together, to work together, to grow together. The reason as to why it's so important to grow in a community, okay, because growth never happens in isolation. But even when you come to a community, you must be able to transform, you must be able to want it, to need it, to be able to grow together with that particular group. Because whoever is here, and I take it that whoever is on this session is a person that wants to change lives. Okay, if you want to change lives using your entrepreneurial skills, you want to change lives using your speaking skills, you want to change lives using your writing skills, you want to change lives by being a media personality, by creating courses, by creating content that is relevant and life changing. You want to be, because all these things, just like I said, I get my life and pour it into you so that you can know that it is actually possible. If I did it, you can actually do it and you can even do it way better than me. So while we grow together, I just pray and hope that you actually choose to grow together with us, that you choose to build that brand. Okay. All your doubts. One thing that I wanted us to actually talk about today is about doubt. So many of us have so many things that are crisscrossing our brains. By the time you signed up for this program, or by the time you're watching this program, it's possible that you've had a lot of doubts that could have hindered you from signing up or from joining us in this World Changers class, but you actually surpassed the doubt and decided to show up. Now you realize that you can choose to stay stuck in doubt forever. And there's so many of us that actually are stuck in doubt. Okay. Aisha, good to have you. There's so many people that are stuck in doubt. And there's so many people that would have come out. And I usually say this, there's so many people who actually don't even have what it takes, but because what they have mastered the art of being courageous and being bold, they have actually gotten out there and they've been able to garner some following. They've been able to create brands. They've been able to do marvelous things, wonderful things, help people. You're not supposed to help the whole world. We are not going to help the whole world. But again, you can change one person at a time, and that counts as changing the world, because you have changed one person. That person is going to take the change, and the other person is going to take the change, and they're going to believe in humanity, because one of the key things a world changer must have, apart from all the doubt and all the chaos that comes in and goes out of our minds, is to actually be able to surpass the filters, the perfectionism that we put in our minds, and say, you know what, I want to wait until everything is okay. You will never then help anyone. If you want everything to be okay, you will never help anyone. So that means that we have to rise to the occasion, and we have to show up, and then you cannot change the world minus showing up. So I am so glad that we took this step and showed up. I'm so glad that we took this step and respected the people that are going to look up to us, that are currently looking up to us. And we say we're not going to delay your life anymore. We are choosing to actually show up and do this, even when we feel the fear, even when we are trembling, even when things are not adding up. We are actually choosing to go all the way and make sure that this happens. And we together, we are going to change the world. Okay, so I want you to be able to inform us and let us know what exactly. Nice to be here. Good evening. Grateful to be here. I'm Jovia. Catherine, you're saying good evening. Grateful to be here. Okay. Great. That is here. And Gayaza. Okay. Glad to be here. I'm called Anna Nasali. I'm so lucky to be here. Good evening. Yes, Helen. Good to have you. Catherine, good to have you. And Christine, good to have you. I realize we have people from the past cohorts, and then we have people from the current cohort. Let's keep going and let's keep growing together. The world is filled with so many with a lot of mediocrity. The world is filled with fear. The world is filled with, the fear of being rejected, the fear of being judged. And so many people, so many great people are actually not doing what they ought to do. And I want you to be able to let me know whether the sound of my voice is very clear, and then the picture. I want you to let me know whether the picture is very clear. I had to change gadgets because of network issues, but let me know if, give me a thumbs up. If the voice is clear, give me 2 thumbs up if the voice and the picture are both clear, because I want us to have this class where everything is very clear. So you give me a thumbs up if the voice is clear, or you give me 2 thumbs up if the voice and the picture is clear, so that we can be able to go on and talk about changing the world, and then talk about the doubt that encompasses us, that engulfs us, and that puts us down so many times. Because one of the hindrances of great people, of wonderful people, of people that should have contributed a lot to the world, is we dwell so much in our brains, we never come out, we critique, and we critique ourselves, and we want to come out perfect, and then we can never arrive at that level of perfectionism or the perfect state, and then we stay in our zones and our shells, and we never come out. And yet the people that have come out so many times are people that have embraced bravery, people that have embraced courage, people that have embraced boldness. And boldness or courage does not mean the absence of fear. Boldness means that I will show up. Even when I'm filled with fear, I am going to show up, and I'm going to make sure that we change the world. And just the knowledge of knowing that, you know what, I'm not going to change the whole world. I'm going to change my corner, and Kristen is going to change her corner, and Catherine is going to change her corner. And because we all have people that look up to us, or people in our corners, in our societies, in our cliques, in our groups, those are the very people that transformation or change should go to, and let those people actually transfer or take that transformation even further, and make sure that we are multiplying. I believe in the multiplication effect, because as you help someone, that person is going to help another that person is going to help another, and is going to help another. So you don't have to be everywhere doing everything. I want you to be able to concentrate. Now, so many of us are going to watch videos, and so many of these videos have definitely contain the foundational principles of coaching, and then how to be a counselor, how to be a mentor, how to be a consultant, and then so many of the foundational principles of what coaching is. But the biggest of all is the desire to actually want to change or transform people's lives. The desire to hand people back their lives, because so many people have lost their lives. They have lost it through fear, they have lost it through panic, they have lost it through being judged, they have lost it through, the torture and trauma, and all that you can do. And the best statement that I've received in my life as far as coaching and being a therapist is, so many people have said, you know what, you literally gave me back my life, you literally put me back on track, you literally help me reset and restart my life. And now I feel like I can do everything. Even when I am fearful, I will still go ahead and make sure that I do something. And that something is going to actually contribute to the well-being of the world. Okay, so when we talk about being a coach, when we talk about being a writer, an author, when we talk about being a mentor, when we talk about being a counselor, a consultant, an expert, whether your niche is going to be in relationships, whether your niche is going to be in children or childcare, whether your niche is going to be in catering, because there's so many of you here that are just entrepreneurs and you want to master the art of entrepreneurship and be able to niche down and be able to find out what you're passionate about and be able to find out what your purpose is, and then be able to serve in that particular purpose. Now, that means that we're going to have different levels of streaming down, of niching down, and of knowing that this is what I'm passionate about, even when I'm going to be versatile, but I can be passionate about this, and then I can use this as the stepping stone, and then I can be able to build an empire around it. I can be able to build an empire, coaching empire, an authorship empire. I can be able to build a counseling empire, a therapeutical empire. I can be able to build everything else around that because I am very passionate about that. So here we talk about passion, because you can never help anyone's life if you're not passionate about helping people's lives. That means you will show up even when you have nothing. You will show up even when you are not paid. You will show up because you have two things: the desire and the passion to help. Okay, the desire and the passion to help. The foundation of helping people is not about us, it's about them. It's not about how much we gain out of it. It's not about how much clout we get out of it. It's not about how much following. It's not about how many gigs and engagements. It's not about that. I want you to build your empire. I want you to build your brand based on one thing and one thing only: the desire and the passion to help another human being live a better life. And let me tell you, do you know that you can help another person live a better life than you are living? And that should be your joy, because as a people helper, as a destiny helper, as a world changer, your joy is or should be to see other people thrive, to see other people flourish, to see them using the knowledge, the wisdom, impacting their lives, changing their lives, making informed decisions. Because how do we help people? How do we change people's lives? Because you will tell me, okay, so this cohort is called the World Changers. How do we change people's lives? Sometimes we change people's lives by just showing them it is possible. So that means you are the number one that is on the display. That, you know what, I am displaying the fact that it's very possible to make a decision, to follow through it, to sign up, to grow, to read, to research, to deliver, and to make sure that I am consistent, to make sure that I keep on this journey, to make sure that nothing distracts me. That is one of the qualities. We've talked about desire and the passion. The other quality is to make sure that you stay the course no matter what. You stay consistent no matter what. Keep showing up no matter what, because the growth accrues over time. It's very, very possible you'll tell me, okay, so after the after the 8 weeks, or after the 5 weeks, or after we have been activated, or after that seems to be a shorter time. Yes, it's a shorter time, because when I talk about activation, you're here as a world changer to be activated. Every session that we're going to have every Monday and every Friday is going to be an activating session. So what we mean by activation is we activate what is already inside of you. I'm not giving you anything new. I'm not giving you anything new. So I want you to be able to know that you are coming with the raw materials. You are coming with the resources. You are coming full. You are not half. You are enough. You have everything deposited inside of you. Everything that you will ever do for anyone out there, whether you will hold their hands, whether you will speak into their lives, whether they will read your books and they will be changed, whether they will read your posts and they will be changed, whether they will just watch your lifestyle and they will be changed. Everything is inside of you right now. So what I am doing is to activate it, to empower it. What I'm doing is to uncover it and be able to show you that this is the gold that you had, but there was mud all over it. That this is the silver that you had, but the silver is mixed in mud, and now we should be able to refine it. And that is where the mentorship comes in, to refine the diamond, to refine the silver, to refine the gold that you already have. It is a deposit, and that is where we can never talk about mentorship and not talk about God. We can never talk about passion and never talk about God. We cannot talk about purpose and not talk about God, because God is the beginner of purpose. He's the depositor of purpose inside of us. And so everything else that is going to be that is going to come out of that purpose or out of that passion is something that God has ordained and has known that you are capable of. But everything else that you have gone through in the world, because we go through a lot of things, the growing up, the systems of school, the trauma that we go through, where people are telling us that, this is who you must be. And sometimes we learn to be inauthentic, or sometimes we learn to denounce ourselves and embrace something else because we've been told that is what the world wants. Now, I want you to know that if you want to change the world, apart from the desire and the passion that we talked about, and you being able to be consistent and show up, because you will never change people's lives if you're hiding, if you are not, if you're not showing up. That is why I usually say, and I usually laugh at this, because so many people that sign up for this program actually have no, or they don't want to be celebrities, or they don't want to be in the public. And then I tell you, you cannot change people's lives if you're hiding. Like, you can't light a candle and put it under the bed. When you light a candle, you want to put it on the mountain top and say, this is the light, so let the people come to that light. Let the people come to your light. So that means if you want to be a world transformer, a world changer, you have to be transformed and changed so that people will be drawn to that light. I love the transformers that have just graduated recently. Last week, actually, we did the activation last week. And so many of them were giving testimonies and saying, you know what, everyone can literally notice the change. Everyone is telling me what's wrong, what happened, what changed. And I'm like, okay, so what are you telling them? And some of them are like, I even don't know what to tell them, but it's evident. I am more confident. It's evident. Now I have clarity of mind. It's evident. And now I know who I want to be. It's evident. I know who my seeker is. I know who to help. I know what my niche is. I know those things might look like small things, but they are very important because they give you a lot of clarity. A lot of clarity for you to be able to know that, you know what, I have been polished. I am this shining gem that people are actually looking at, and they're being drawn to that light. So as we activate you, together with Coach Fifi, we will usually take turns, but as we activate you into being a destiny changer, into being a people helper and a world changer, I want you to know that you have to change first before anyone else changes. Okay, you have to to embrace the fearlessness first before anyone else embraces it. Sometimes it's better for people to look at us and learn than just hear from us and then be able to just take the words, because people will never take the words. I love the statement, monkey see, monkey do. When people see you do certain things, then they're like, oh, okay, maybe this is how I must live. Maybe this is how. That is why we have the influencing industry growing so big. Okay, why? Because of monkey see, monkey do. When people see Bahati taking fresh dairy milk, they would automatically want to take fresh dairy milk. When people see your dress code changing, when people see the way you speak changing, when people see the way you handle things changing, the way you help yourself with anger management, the way you want to lend a hand and hold someone's hand, then they know, wow, change is real and it's very, very, very possible. So while we're speaking, while we're still at this, I want you to be able to send in your questions if you have questions, so that we can be able to actually go through them together. Okay, all right. Thank you for the thumbs up. At least I know that the picture is clear and the voice is clear. And then JM Kakembo, there is no satisfaction one can get from knowing that your content or your own story transforms other people. Amazing. JM Kakembo has a book, and it's an amazing book. One of these days we will have to reintroduce it to all the cohorts, because we have to know that there are people that have set the precedents and we can be able to follow. The desire to help someone is in life and is showing up regardless, beautiful, with even with nothing. Exactly, that desire to change people's lives. Activation is a jumpstart. Exactly. Diana, you're saying happy to be here. Yes, monkey see, monkey do. People are going to look at you and they're going to want to emulate that change. And that is one way of changing people's lives, because we change people's lives by speaking into their lives. We change people's lives, just like I said, by writing, doing content, making content. And we change people's lives by showing up every day as the best versions of ourselves. Every day. That means putting one foot on in front of the other every day to show up as the best version of yourself. The moment they look at you and they're like, I want to be like her, but they're like, okay, what exactly do I want to be to be like? Okay, and what exactly is she doing that I would want to emulate? Maybe she speaks good, maybe she smells good. It's as even the small things like those: smelling good, looking good, well kept, nice hair, nice shoes, dressing up appropriately. Someone's like, I would want to be like that person. And I usually say how people are changed. Sometimes they start by emulating before they even become the original authentic selves. They start by copying and emulating. So that means you are going to change so many people's lives. So many people's lives, when they just look at your status, when they look at what you post, when they look at how you walk, how you talk, how you lead. Because part of what we're going to talk about in this as we go on this journey is leadership. Because you are an automatic leader. For as long as you become a world changer, for as long as you become a transformer, a freedom seeker, a gladiator, you are an automatic pathfinder, and you are an automatic an example to people. Okay, so we're not going to leave that behind. So I want, by the time people do the monkey see, monkey do, you are way ahead of them. And then how we also change people's lives is by being ahead of them. Being ahead of them. You cannot be part okay, you cannot be part you cannot impact lives by being in the crowd, in the bandwagon. That means you have to be able to take a few steps away from the people that you are leading. And that is why we are here, so that we can create the gap. Actually, the only reason as to why we are here for activation, the only reason as to why we are here to be jump-started, because whatever we're jump-starting is inside of us. When you jump-start a car, it's not because it doesn't have fuel. It has fuel, okay? So you have the fuel inside of you. And so what we are doing is to set the pace, is that you will have created a distance between the people you want to help and where you are. So that when people come, they literally see the leadership in you. They literally see that you are ahead of them. They literally see that you are more informed. They literally see that you are more researching. They literally see that you have more hunger for more information, more knowledge, more wisdom, so that you can be able to come back and help them. Remember, if you're a coach, you are bridging a gap. If you're a coach, you're not an expert. You're not all-knowing, the guru of this world. Oh, I know it all and I know how to handle it all. I am not there yet. I am a facilitator. We are facilitators of human growth. We are facilitators of human change. We are facilitators of transformation. We are facilitators of growth. Okay? So that means a facilitator is a guide on the side, is a person who walks the journey with someone. Okay, just like I am going to walk this journey with you, it doesn't matter how long you take, even if it's a year, even if it's 3 years, even if it's 4 years, even if it's 10, 20 years, we are going to move this journey. And that is what it means to be a coach and a mentor. And that is what it means to actually change lives. Okay, so be ahead of them. It doesn't mean that you're the expert. No, you're not the expert. But it helps to know that I am guiding you to be able to bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. And we can be able to connect those dots together. Why? Because I have moved this journey and now I am coming to hold your hand so that I can move this journey with you. So that means one of the greatest assets, one of the greatest attributes of a mentor, a counselor, a helper, or a coach is their humility. Their humility, their teachability, okay? Their yearning to learn, their yearning to rectify, their yearning for more wisdom, okay? Why? Because then you can't be able to impact people, the people that are below you, if you actually don't have that inside of you. You have to be a well. You have to be a river. You have to be, you have to have the depth. You have to have a better perspective. You have to have a better understanding. And that can only be cultivated. That can only be learned. That can only be learned by showing up and being consistent and knowing that, by the way, once I start this journey, I am not going to stop. Every day, I am going to do one thing that takes me in the direction that I want to run. Every day, if I fall, I should fall with my head facing where I'm going. If I should want to throw in a towel, I would rather be confused and at a crossroad. I don't know where I'm going, because that is the best place for me to know where else I want to go. So I don't want you to feel like the pressure of knowing it all. No, do not put that on yourself, okay? Remember the desire and the passion. Remember the showing up, okay? And being consistent. Remember that you being ahead of the cluster so that you can be able to help them bridge the gap between where they are and where they want to be. Remember, you have to have the discernment. That means one of the skills that we must grow in this period where we are unctioning you and activating you is the discernment. Because so many people are going to come to you and maybe they will not say the whole truth. Maybe you will... you'll have the urge. There are so many people that have come to me and I've just had the urge of sharing certain things, and I've shared and then they've told me, how did you know I'm going exactly through the same thing? And I didn't know that they were going through the same thing. Or I knew they left out something, or they just didn't disclose certain details. And then I go ahead and tell them, you're actually not disclosing, but it's okay. And I go ahead and maybe sometimes even tell them. That is why some of them are like, are you a prophet? I'm like, no, I'm not a prophet. I just have the discernment. I have done this for a long time. And I know when someone is omitting certain things. I know when someone is exaggerating. And I know when someone is totally lying about something. And I know when someone has not come for help, but they just came because someone else paid for the session. You can tell the difference. So that one of the things that we must guard jealously on this journey is time. You do not want to dwell with time wasters. You'd want to dwell with people whose lives you can actually make a difference in, okay? Not to dwell with time wasters. There's so many people who are time wasters, okay? It doesn't mean that whoever we're going to work with is going to be already in the know and they already want to work with us and they already want to be impacted. Sometimes we help people by dragging them. And this actually came to my mind when we were at Hold My Hand the last session. I said that when you hold people's hands, some of them you drag them. Some of them come willingly. Some of them are still on the fence, skeptical. They're like, let me see what's going on. If this thing is really as good as they say, then I should be able to actually know. I should be able to tell. So there's so many reasons as to why people come to us. But the major reason as to why they're going to come to us is because they feel the dissatisfaction about life. It's because they feel they want to throw in a towel. If it's because they want to give up on their lives, it's because maybe someone has betrayed them. Someone has lied to them. Maybe they have been in the same spot stuck for so long, and now they really want to declutter and get unstuck. So many reasons as to why people are going to come before you, okay? Whether you proclaim that you're a counselor or a life coach or an author or a transformational speaker, or you don't proclaim, this is something I should be able to mention. You are already a magnet, okay? You are already a magnet for, and I know you will tell me, you are already a magnet for people who want help. So you realize that so many people come to you. They have marriage issues, they run to you. They have issues with their friends, they run to you. They have whatever with their, something with their lives, they run to you. Why? Because you are already a magnet to the things that you should be able to help people solve, or you should be able to come up with answers for, or you should be able to come up with guidance for, okay? So that means we will be talking about content creation, we will be talking about course creation, we will be talking about being a media personality, because you cannot be a world changer and then you distance yourself from media. No, you're definitely going to want to use media and you will use media, okay? And then being a leader, you are an automatic leader, okay? So we're going to go through that as well. We'll definitely talk about authoring books or writing books, because part of how we influence and change lives is, I mean, so many people in Kenya have read my books, and so many people in TZ, in Burundi, so many people in diaspora have read my book, but maybe some countries have actually not been there. I've not gone there in person. So that means your book can actually go further than you have ever moved, okay? It can move faster. That is one way of transferring knowledge from one place to another, and that is one way people are going to be changed. And I told you, when people emulate you and they're around you, they would still want to change their lives. So there are so many reasons as to why people come, but I will tell you for a fact, most people come when they're at their wits' end. Most people come when they are tired. Most people come when they have been beaten and betrayed and they are exhausted, okay? So will you be that shoulder for someone to lean on? Will you be that clarity that someone needs? Will you be that northern star that guides them to their destinies, okay? Will you be that person that will hold their hands no matter what? Will you be that person who will show up consistently, whether it rains or shines, whether it is whatever it is, you show up in good and in bad, even when you're going through the worst yourself, you show up for people. I've mentioned to people that my love for people, and naturally, you would think I'm an introvert, and I've grown up an introvert, but my love for people has grown so much that I would rather not give myself, yes, I know self-care, I take care of myself, I love being deliberately selfish and taking care of myself, but my love for people has grown and grown and grown. And guess what? The more my love for people has grown, the more I have grown. The more my love and the desire to help people has actually evolved, even my earning has evolved. Even my well-being has evolved. Even my mental health has evolved. My family life has evolved. Why? Coming just from an area of exposing myself and opening myself to be an open book, to be able to help and to be able to hold people's hands. So that first, everything else will come as a bonus. Everything else will come as an addition. But the first thing is for you to know that What I want is to change people's lives, is to impact people's lives, and is to help them actually live the best lives ever. Okay, so just go ahead. If you have a question, please put it down in the chat. Let me know so that we can be able to go through it. Okay, Diana is saying happy to be here. Monkey Sinamuli, Monkey Do. Wow, feeling like I'm sipping cold lemonade. Wow, thank you. Activation is really a build up for me, and I feel wow. Emulation all the way on the road to change my environment, lending a helping hand. Okay, now Naluaga Fiona being ahead of them. Exactly. I hope I'm not late. Glad to have the front seat. Go, take it. Thank you for joining us, Mary. Okay, wow, humility is a key attribute. Teachability, yes. Showing up to be consistent, not stopping, moving forward all the way. Be ahead, taller than those I am leading, and do something that will make me better every day. Yes, discernment, I think we all need it. And then, wow, I'm already a magnet. Yes, you are a magnet. They have been coming and I have not been so much help, but now, yes. Now let them come. You're a magnet and they will keep coming. But when they come, make sure that you have something for them. Media, yes, you can never isolate yourself from media. And definitely we will talk about creating products out of whatever we are choosing to do. You will find, for some of you have found your seers, but remember this is a journey. Even for you that are gladiators, that are freedom seekers, Transformers 1 and Transformers 2, and then Gladiators 1 and Gladiators 2, and now we have World Changers 1 and World Changers 2. The Mentorship Academy is growing, and I love the like-mindedness of us all, and the people that are seriously shaping their brands. They're seriously, and this has just dropped in my mind. Coach Fiona, please remind me. Coach Fiona is our patron, and is it patron or patron? Coach Fiona, and she will be guiding us so many times. I know that we will have so many other coaches join in as well, but I am thinking we should create a group of high performers, okay? We are all coaches in the Mentorship Academy, but I want to be able to have the top cream of the high performers so that we can have the key indicators and be able to emulate and be able to follow and be able to see so that they can set the precedence, and we are all capable of being high performers. I can see you, Mary Amuge. I usually see your posts on Instagram and I love what you do. JM Kakembo, I love your consistency. Oh, Coach Fiona, for you, you're in a totally different world. I think you just went beyond consistent and you went into laying your life down to help so many people. So I don't want us to stop. I want us to show up, and show up whether you know what you're going to do. Show up even when you don't know what you're going to do or what you're going to say. And let me tell you, by the virtue of the fact that you have showed up, something is going to come through your mouth. Amen. You will think of something, you will figure out something, because one of the attributes of actually being a world changer is being creative. Being creative, okay? You know, there is this thing, and we are about to end this session because it's already time. There's this thing that people think that, you know what, motivational speakers or coaches or counselors, I think it's something that has been misunderstood, that you have to fail in other areas of life for you to actually come into this area. Now, I didn't have to fail in any other area of life. Otherwise, I knew I didn't want to be anywhere else. I didn't want to do anything else in my life apart from impacting lives. And it has turned out all right. And just like I usually say, this is the fastest growing industry in the world right now. Self-help, coaching, counseling, being a destiny helper, destiny changer, world changer is the fastest. And it's going to continue like that, because guess what? There is no day, or no day will come where people will not be able to need the help. People will need help. Whether 10 years from now or 20 years from now, people will need the help. So that means you have to be wise and creative, super wise and super creative in order to actually make headway in this industry. This industry is not for dormant people. This industry is not for slow thinkers. This industry is not for people that actually are lazy. No laziness. You actually have to excel or excel. We don't have any other way around it, okay? So I want you to look at yourself and pat yourself on the shoulder and say that by the time I signed up for this, or by the time I joined up this family, the growing family, the life-changing family, that means I have what it takes inside of me, and we have it, okay? We have it. Only that we procrastinate, only that we become lazy, only that we give up on ourselves, only that we don't believe in ourselves enough, only that we feel we are not enough, so we want external validation, only that we have been wired and we have been programmed to think that we can't. Okay, so I don't want you to think twice, to even think twice, or to even debate about it that, oh, I think I can't, or I think, no, 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 no. Go ahead and do it, fail. Do it again, fail. Do it again, fail. But each time you fail, you know a different way of doing it, and a better way of doing it, and a higher way of doing it. Okay? So I don't want us to give up, not for anything. I know so many things are going to happen in our lives, because as we do the life changing and the world changing, guess what? We have normal lives that we are living. We are wives, we are husbands, we are sisters, we are teachers, we are mothers, we have a lot going on in our lives. But guess what? By the time God gave you that gifting and bestowed that gifting inside of you, or the calling inside of you, He knew that you will be able to juggle between being a mother and a life changer, being a wife and a world changer, being an architect and a world changer. God knew that you will be able, you have the capability and you have the muscle. And guess what? For some of us, the muscle is grown over time. That is why we say you cannot have a perfect balance. Oh, I'm in perfect balance of my family, my work, my calling, my career, my everything. No, we create harmony. That means at certain times we're going to give work more time. Just like during day, I give work more, my work more time, my business more time. But when it's time for family, I also give it enough time and, uninterrupted time. Okay? Right now, Ariela and Ariel are at the door. They are knocking. It should be their sleeping time, but they didn't want to sleep before seeing me or before interacting. So I'm going to be able to see them. But I've enjoyed being in this class tonight, and hearing from you, and knowing exactly what it is that you're going through. Wow, I'm already a magnet. Exactly. Imagine I'm going through hardships, but I can still help them. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You are strong. You are super human. Okay, thank you, Major Coach. Very encouraging. It's not easy working with people, especially nowadays, because some of the help they expect is money. Exactly. But be very point blank about it. Very upfront about it. Okay, so if you need help, I will tell you what kind of help I need. I will even say to you first, and if you definitely take that route, unless, because there are charities that I do, okay, by the time you signed up for this, I can say yes, I can. Wow, thanks, Major Coach. Mine is showing up even when I feel weak and trembling. Exactly. Knowing how to juggle. God knew that you will know how to juggle between whatever it is, all the balls that you have in your hands, that some of them will be up, some of them will be in your hands, some of them will be mid-air falling, some of them, and that is why we need the support. And that is where I am here. That is why Coach Fifi is here. That is why we have all these coaches that have gone ahead of us. That is why we want to create the high performers, okay? High Performers Club, so that at least, and if you look at the High Performers Club, actually, Coach Fifi, now that I'm thinking about it, the High Performers Club is actually a summation of all the influencers of all the influencers. So you look for the influencers, we will have a high performers club, and then we can be able to be able to to be able to have testimonies. How do people do it? How are they creating content? How are they living fearless lives? How are they being able to make money? Even when we signed up for the same program, even when there are people who are running way faster, and I'm not telling you run faster, create your own pace. Okay, create your own pace, and your authenticity is your superpower. Your joy is your superpower. The other thing that you should work on, despite, everything that is happening in your life, work on one thing: being happy. If you're happy, you're able to help. If you're happy, you're able to change lives. Yes, I'm not saying that if you're not, if you're unhappy, you're not able to do anything. You can actually do a lot more. But when people look at you, happiness does not hide. Joy does not hide. And happiness is on top. Joy is an inside thing. Joy is like when you have water boiling and you're covering it, like it's an inside job. The joy that sits inside of you, that no manipulate it, it's inside of you and you are filled with it. So when people look at you, they actually are able to smile. It is contagious. Okay? Even the people that come into your space, they feel, let me tell you, you are going to transform lives even when you've not said a word. Like by the virtue of the fact that people are in your space, they will just feel like, oh my God, my life has changed. So I want us to be those kinds of people. And I should stop at this right now. At least we have a starting point for all of us. Thank you, Major Court. I made the right decision to sign up. And is it right talking to someone, giving them a positive thinking, yet yourself you are down inside? Okay, I'm going to respond to that. If you're happy, you are able to change lives. Exactly. Now, Vani, it's very possible that you are dying inside of you, and we are human. Problems, errors, mistakes, or issues that we go through, we're going to go through them because we are human. Okay, so that means you have to be able to compartmentalize. And I want you to get that word, to compartmentalize. Now, because what happens when you see a coach, when you see a counselor or a mentor that is bitter, what they have failed is to compartmentalize issues. Because if I have my own issues, if I meet someone else to encourage them, I will speak from the bottom of my heart because I will believe in the words that I am speaking. I will believe that there's a better tomorrow. I will believe that you're going to make it no matter what. I will tell them I have no doubt you'll actually excel, and I will mean every single word. But when it comes to my life, it's possible that I will have a shortcoming somewhere. Maybe I believe, but maybe I don't believe enough for my life. By the way, it's very possible that you can believe more for other people, and then you fail to actually apply it in your own lives. So it's very possible that, by the way, you can encourage someone, you can talk to someone to have a positive thinking, even when you're also going through a shadow or a valley. And then you can also, and that also helps you, by the way. When you help another person, there's a way it also lifts your spirit. There's a way it also helps you to, show up for yourself. It helps you to be a better version of yourself. So you're not just changing the world. The world is changing you as well. You are evolving, you are growing, even when you have the desire to help other people. So as you grow and evolve, the maturity with which you operate and you help other people, that's the maturity stays in you. The positivity with which you illuminate other people's worlds is the same positivity that stayed inside of you. Only that to dig it out for yourself and to use it on yourself, it takes a lot more work. To speak to yourself, constant affirmations, being in a good supportive circle, and then following people that are also positive minded, and just making sure that you declutter your environment. So it's work that we must do, and it's work that we must continuously do. We will never arrive at a destination and say, you know what, I am the perfect mentor, I am the perfect coach, so let everyone come to me. No, we are a work in progress. And once you embrace that, you will not wait until you are perfect in order to help someone. Okay, and let me see. Okay, someone says, yeah, if you're happy. Okay, sometimes depressed people are always at the forefront, encouraging others. I've been there, thankful for this space. I feel encouraged. Exactly. Very depressed people are at the forefront of actually of encouraging others. And just like I said, that when you give hope and the other person radiates and the other person feels transformed and helped, there's a part of you that heals, a part of you. It could be a small percentage, but there's a part of you that heals. There's a part of you that says, you were able to help so and so, and they overcame. You will also overcome. So there's a part of you that comes back, that bounces back to you. But again, I don't want us to be the kinds of people that numb our feelings. I want us to be the kinds of people, and I think I talked about it on Friday, to dissect our own issues, to be sensitive to our own issues, our own problems, and the things that we are going through, our own stresses that we are going through, because sometimes the depression equals to a constant underlying stress that we have not addressed for the longest time, and yet our bodies were made to hold stress for a certain amount of time, and once that it goes past that time, then it goes into depression. That is why we have stages of mental health. Okay, and that is where, I mean, you can go from being healthy to being reactionary to being injured, I mean, and in injury, or to and go to illness. And all along, you are pretending. So I don't want us to pretend. I don't want us to be hypocrites. I don't want us to cover up. I don't want us to bandage the wounds and let them rot internally, while externally we are showing everyone that we are fine. Even a coach needs a coach. Even a mentor needs a mentor. That means you can be able to ask Bahati, you have been in this industry for the past 15 years. I mean, why haven't you gone mad? because you carry people's issues so many times, and I will tell you that I will remember people's issues, even when I talked to them 15 years ago. I will still remember them, but I've learned to detach. I can still remember your story, but I will detach from its emotional pain, and it will never affect me. Now, those are skills that we keep getting and immersing in our lives. But just like I said, a mentor needs a mentor, a coach needs a coach. Be able to empty yourself in someone else's arena, so they can be able to guide you and also hold your hand. That's very true. I'm so grateful to be part of this session since 2017. I've been trying to be part. Oh, awesome. Titus, good to have you. And then executing right away, influencers getting to the high performance club. Exactly. In entering each impact from okay. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Rahman. Aisha is saying it works that we must do. It's work that we must do. Exactly. Wow. A mentor needs a mentor. You can never get to a place where you say, you know what, I'm all knowing and I am the omnipresent and I'm the I am not a God. No, we are not gods. We have different things. We go through different things. But you can be able, and one of the things that we're going to talk about in this course, in this class, is being able to self-coach. We even have notes on the private Facebook group. You have all the videos, over 100 videos on the private Facebook group. Okay, so get to my inbox on WhatsApp if you want to get into the private Facebook group, and then I will tell you the procedures. But you have over more than 100 videos, and then you have more notes, and I have more notes on self-coaching. I think I'm going to code them and be able to send a link so that you can be able to see those notes and be able to go through them, because it's a continuous journey. It's work we must do, but it's a continuous work that we must do. And then a person that is going to change the world makes sure that they have a good support system around them. We will talk about that in the next class, but a good support system is one that is going to give you peace of mind to be able to help people's life, to help people. If you're clashing with people around you, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your friend, a close circle of friends, then it's very hard, because it will be weighing you down. Whenever you have friction and conflict, it's weighing you down. You can never optimally function if you are in antagonistic and high friction, conflicting kind of environments. So make sure that you create proper support systems, know exactly what people require from you, what they expect from you, what you expect from them, clear communication, and show up and show up and show up. I love you, people. Let me let you go. Let me wish you a good night from me to you. And let's take the conversation back to the WhatsApp group, the World Changers group. Let's go back to the World Changers group, chat a little. And then those of you that are not yet on the Facebook group where we have all the resources, please send me a WhatsApp so that we can be able to as well talk about that. But I believe in you. I believe in you so much. I think that you believe in yourself, and I love you. And I just hope that we can have a great night and a great course as we go through. Let's keep learning, let's keep evolving, and let's keep changing the world. Coach Fiona, I think I will engage you back in the WhatsApp group, and the rest of us, thank you, thank you. Let's inform others. Monday class is 8:15, okay? 8:15. We're supposed to be here for 45 minutes, but now we are here for more than the 45 minutes because we had a glitch and we had network issues, but I'm glad that we were able to have this class. Okay, good night.